Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Downs Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls lacrosse contest between the visiting Wildcats of Weston High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. We are slated for a 10 a.m. start out here at Downs Field. It is a beautiful Saturday morning out here. 60 degrees, and for once during this spring, it actually feels like it. So we've had much colder and much wetter days throughout this week. It's nice to finally get a beautiful day. And it is timed perfectly for this weekend matinee match between the Warriors and the Wildcats. Remember, folks, as always, if you end up enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. And if you've got anything to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. Could be as simple as go Brookline or go Weston. No matter who it is you're rooting for, we appreciate the good vibes in the live chat. Maybe you want to give a specific player a shout out. Maybe you're tuning in to watch a family member or a friend, and you want to give them a shout out in the live chat. That's always a good reason. You know, maybe you want to let fans know where it is you're tuning in from with these online live streams. That's always fun to find out, as fans can tune in from literally all over the world, so long as they can get a Wi-Fi connection. And of course, if you notice any technical difficulties with the stream, either with the video or the audio, I encourage you to say something in the live chat. It might be something that I don't notice on my end, and it might be something I can fix, so don't hesitate to speak up. And then, of course, if you notice me getting any names wrong, you know, maybe I've got a wrong listing on the roster I was given, or maybe I'm absolutely flubbing the pronunciation of someone's name. Either way, I encourage you to correct me in the live chat, because I want to give these young ladies the best coverage that I possibly can, and in my eyes, part of that means getting their names right. And on that note, let's run through some of those names and give some roster reads here. We'll start with the visitors on the scoreboard today, dressed in their maroon jerseys with white jersey numbers, the Weston High Wildcats. Going in order of jersey number for Weston, first off we have number 0, Brady Jacobson. Next up, number 1, Sophia Tien. Number 2, Coco Curran. Number 3, Jackie Scarpata. Number 4, Haven Trodden. Number 5, Maddie Schiller. Number 9, Abby Galton. Number 10, Ava Dreyer. Number 11, Annie Dong. Number 12, Alex Darling. Number 13, Vivian Houston. Number 14, Emma Darling. Number 15, Avery Lehman. Number 16, Greta Santangelo. Number 17, Lily Kasavensky. Number 18, Netta Leshley. Number 22, Sienna Ferrucci. Number 23, Nola Dickey. Number 24, Molly Ross. Number 25, Avery Golan. Number 29, Olivia Scully Power. Number 30, Julia Barber. Number 34, Annika Groff. And number 36, Caroline Betty. Head coach of the Weston High girls lacrosse team is Wink Van Ogtrop. So that is the roster for the visiting Weston High Wildcats. Again, if there are any Weston fans tuning into this live stream and you notice me butchering the pronunciation of anyone's names, please correct me in the live chat. But now with the visitors roster read, let's move over to the right side. Let's take a look at the hosting Brookline High Warriors, wearing their white jerseys and dark blue jersey numbers. Going in order of jersey number once again for Brookline. First off, we have a freshman, number 1, Clara Tebow. Next, another freshman, number 2, Sylvie Costant Greeley. A sophomore, number 3, Sydney Bueno. A sophomore, number 4, Sasha Harwin. A freshman, number 5, Scarlett Rothstein. A sophomore, number 6, Sophia Liu. A senior, number 7, Julia Janowski. A senior, number 8, Riley Lackey. A senior captain, number 9, Faith Rothstein. A sophomore, number 10, Birdie Hawkins. A senior captain, number 11, Charlotte Smith. A sophomore wearing either number 12 or number 17, Izzy Pace. A freshman, number 14, Priscilla Hill. A sophomore, number 16, B. Palmer. A junior, number 18, Piper Kelly. A sophomore, number 19, Maggie Tien. A sophomore, number 20, Soo Jin Koo. A sophomore wearing either number 21 or number 15, Ayla Cohen. A junior, number 25, Kaylin Currain. And finally, a junior, number 28, Abby Cooney. Head coach of the Brookline High girls lacrosse team is Juliana Malloy. So that is the full roster for the Brookline High squad. We are about a little over 10 minutes out from the scheduled start of this ball game here at Downs Field. Taking a look at the power rankings that came out earlier this morning. Let's take a look at where everyone is spotted. Currently, Brookline ranking 26th in Division I with a 5-5 record. Last year, Brookline finished the regular season 31st in the power rankings and secured a win in the preliminary round against 34th ranked New Bedford before falling in the round of 32. This year, so far, ranking a little higher. And coming off a big win against Newton North on the road, where some milestones were reached as Maggie Tien recorded her 100th career goal and Birdie Hawkins tallied her 100th career point. And both those players only sophomores here for Brookline, so they're going to get to enjoy the offensive prowess of those two for a couple more years to come. Meanwhile, Weston, the #1 ranked team in Division 4 with a 5-4 overall record so far. So a high-ranking opponent, but high-ranking in a lower division. So this makes for a pretty interesting matchup. Two teams with very similar win and loss records, but very different rankings within their divisions, as teams playing in two different divisions. Always interesting once the power rankings start to come out. I don't know if this is the first one of the spring or if I missed an earlier one, but interesting to see. Captains and coaches meeting at midfield to decide who's going to play on which side of the field here in the first half. So it looks like they've finished their business at midfield. Remember, folks, if you know of anyone, either a Brookline or a Weston fan that you think might want to be able to watch this game live but can't make it to the game in person, be sure to send them the link to this video so other fans can tune in as well. So we should be getting started any minute now. We're about 3 minutes out from the scheduled 10 a.m. start time. Might start a couple minutes late. And there's the whistle from the official, so we'll soon be getting this one underway. It is Brookline against Weston. Here at Downs Field, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Lacrosse. ISO. Hawkins comes across, trying to beat one defender, fires a shot and skips it in. Larson trying to come out the back. Help defense comes. Nice pass to a cutting Tulamari. Stopped by Karain. Ian passes over to a cutting Rothstein, and Rothstein puts it home. Pass goes to Tien. Tien's got plenty of open space. Just going to charge across the middle, take one last shot, and that's the dagger! All right, as you can see, the players getting their stick inspections before we get this game underway. We will soon be getting started. Once again, it is the Brookline High Warriors against the Weston High Wildcats here at Downs Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The top-ranked team of Division 4 against the 26th ranked team of Division 1. This should be a fun one. And for those of you with the more keen perception who might have been wondering, was that a police officer I saw walk across the screen several minutes ago? Well, it was. It turned out some person came over and smashed Brookline's speaker for what I can only describe as a reason. At least that's what I'm hearing. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, I don't know. What I do know is we will be getting this game started very soon. So with the speaker system smashed, we're not going to get any speaker announcements for goals. And it really is. It's just the weirdest thing. Like, why? I don't know why someone would do that. Truly is just. I don't know. So the two teams huddling up. We can see the Weston High Wildcats in their maroon jerseys with white jersey numbers huddling up over on our left, and then over on our right we see Brookline's starters getting ready. And so it looks like Brookline will be defending from our left here in the first half, while Weston will be on our right. Two teams will obviously switch sides at halftime. As we will soon get this first half underway.
Are these the cones right here? Yeah. Okay. I had just moved them back because people were sitting. No problem, no problem. So does that work? Okay. Yep.
We set up for the opening draw. It's Brookline's number 28, Abby Cooney, against Weston's number 17, Lily Kasavensky. Here we go. Opening draw is scooped up by number 9, Faith Rothstein, and Brookline will get the opening possession of this game. Rothstein running with it and carrying it into the offensive end. Passing it around to number 14, Priscilla Hill. Working it around back to number 10, Birdie Hawkins. They continue to work it around, looking for their best opening. And around they work it. Hawkins coming out of the back, cutting across. No particularly good openings. Now swings pass over to number 11, Charlotte Smith. Smith swings it over to Cooney. Cooney starts approaching, but hits a wall and passes it back out. This is Piper Kelly, number 18, sending it up top to number 19, Maggie Tien. And now they continue to work it around. It's an ISO play for Rothstein, trying to force her way through, gets smothered, ball's knocked loose, picked back up, and the shot is knocked from behind, and it's recovered by the Wildcats. Running with it right now is number 18, Netta Leshley. Leshley bringing it into the attack end, still running with it, fakes out a couple defenders, and finally runs out of room and goes around behind the net. Now the Wildcats set up for their first offensive possession as the ball goes up top to number 5, Maddie Schiller. Schiller swings one back over to Leshley. And now back to Schiller. Now around the back. Looking for an opening, a pass through, and shot is saved by Kaylin Corain. The shot from Netta Leshley off the pass from number 10, Ava Dreyer. Could not get past Brookline netminder Kaylin Corain as she floats a pass up. It's juggled. Brookline trying to stay with it, but they cannot. It is taken away immediately by Weston. I believe that's number 13, Vivian Houston, on the takeaway. Pass goes over to number 17, Kasavensky. And now they are working it around. Back up top to Leshley. Leshley trying to get around the defenders, nowhere to go. Passes across for Schiller. Schiller tried to send a pass for Houston. Instead, it's sent up top to Leshley. Leshley around a pick, tries to weave back the other way, gets walled off. Still looking for an opening, and it's just not there. So she passes it to the back. Now outside to Schiller. Schiller starts to approach, throws a pass inside. Kasavensky shies a shot and skips it in. Lily Kasavensky off the assist from Maddie Schiller. And just like that, the Wildcats the first on the board. Was good initial defense by Brookline and Kaylin Corain, but struggles with the outlet pass gave Weston another chance on offense, and they capitalized that time. Back to the draw, and it is collected by Schiller. So Weston back on offense. The ball is knocked away from behind, but not cleanly. They call the foul. So off the foul, it's floated up top to Leshley, across to Kasavensky. And now to Houston and back to Dreyer. Up top to Kasavensky, back to Dreyer in the corner. Dreyer sends it over to Houston and around back to Kasavensky. Now back to Houston, up top to Leshley. Cross to Schiller. Schiller starts to approach. Nowhere to go. Passes. Shot. Misses wide. Off the stick of Leshley. But Weston controls it as Kasavensky had the back covered. Pass complete to Leshley. Leshley's got an opening. Charges in and foul. So it's actually going to be a free position chance for Netta Leshley. Whistle charges in, cuts across, tries a shot, walled off by Kaylin Corain. Couple of nice saves early by Corain. Tries a faster outlet pass, finds a target. Running up the far sideline as Brookline transitions. That is Charlotte Smith running with it, still running with it. Pass up, finds a target, shot is off the post, rebound, score! Charlotte Smith, after the initial shot from Maggie Tian went off the post. And we are all tied up at 1 apiece. Both teams getting their initial score off of what was essentially a second chance opportunity. Weston getting that defensive takeaway after initially being stopped on their first offensive possession before they capitalized with a goal. And then Brookline right on the putback as Smith ties it up at 1. Low draw is collected by Abby Cooney. Cooney runs it into the attack end for Brookline. So far, the team that has won the draw has yet to score, as Brookline now swings it around. This is Hawkins with the ball behind the net. Tries to come out, nowhere to go. Still looking around, spinning, and nowhere to go. Ball's worked back to Hawkins, and now around to Hill. Over to Kelly and to Smith. Now over to Cooney. Cooney starts to approach, cuts across. No openings. Spins back around the other way. Still no openings. Flips it. And now we've got a foul against Weston. So this is going to be not necessarily a free position chance, as Cooney is pretty far away and she's still got a defender in front of her. And so Cooney with a quick pass out to Smith. Now over to the corner to Tian. Working around behind to Hill and to Hawkins. Hawkins coming out of the back, looking for a passing option, not there. She cuts across the top. Brookline keeps working it around, looking for that opening. Moving with it is Smith. Spinning around, trying to go around a pick, cutting across, has an opening, shoots, and a foul. Defender actually lost her stick on that one. Getting too physical on the defense, and now a free position chance for Charlotte Smith. There's the whistle. Smith charges in and scores. Charlotte Smith with her second goal of the day. This one off the free position, and we've got a timeout now called by Weston. Two to one, Brookline leads Weston early here in the first half. Both goals coming from Charlotte Smith. And both of them unassisted. One coming rather conventionally off a free position chance, and one coming rather unconventionally on a bit of a putback score after a shot from Maggie Tian went off the post. Meanwhile, for Weston, their lone goal so far coming from Lily Kasavensky, assisted by Maddie Schiller. So an early timeout call from the Weston head coach Wink van Ogtrop. And we'll see how Weston adjusts coming out of this timeout. Again, Weston, the highest ranked girls lacrosse team in Division 4 in the MIAA Power Rankings that came out this morning. Brookline ranking 26th in Division 1. Brookline with a 5-5 overall record so far. Weston at 5-4. And out of the timeout, back to the draw circle we go. It'll once again be Cooney versus Kasavensky. Draws up in the air, bounces over a couple of sticks, and now it's ultimately collected by Schiller. Looks like Rothstein was going to get it, but Kasavensky pursued enough to deflect that into the air. Now approaching is Leshley. Nowhere to go, passes it across to Dreyer, now over to Schiller. Schiller passes inside, finds Dreyer. Goal does not count, a foul was called. It'll be a free position chance for Ava Dreyer. Charging in. Could not get a shot off, but because she was fouled. So it will be another free position chance for Dreyer. Charges in again. Quick pass. Gets away and out of bounds. And that wasn't a shot, so Brookline's going to take the ball back. So the foul call actually helps Brookline in the end, as initially Dreyer had the goal, but the foul took it away. Long outlet pass misses its target. It's broken up and taken away by Kasavensky. Kasavensky over to Leshley. Leshley has the ball knocked loose, but not cleanly. Either way, she had recovered it. Leshley throws the pass up to Schiller and across to Kasavensky. Now over to Dreyer and around the back. Weston looking for their best opening. Leshley sends it to the corner to Kasavensky, behind to Dreyer. Dreyer flips it to Kasavensky. Setting up an ISO for Kasavensky, looking for a pass. It's not there. Throws it up top, broken up, attempted for Schiller, and it's going to bounce. Barely kept in bounds, but scooped up by Sylvie Costant-Greeley. Now flipped over to Cooney. Sent ahead, broken up, intended for Hawkins, and it's still a hard-fought loose ball. And I think that was a foul call against Weston, as now Cooney runs it into the attack end for Brookline. Now given to Rothstein, and Charlotte Smith now at the ball. Smith with with 2 Brookline goals so far. Rothstein now gives it over to Kelly. Kelly throws it over to Hill. Out the back to Hawkins. Hawkins approaching from out the back. Throws a pass to a cutting Rothstein. Rothstein walled off. Great save by Sophia Tien for Weston. Now Weston running in transition. Ball's knocked loose, but Brookline wasn't ready to scoop it up. Now they're battling for it, still battling. Foul is called. Ball goes back to Brookline. Great work in transition. Quick pass finds Kelly. Kelly runs it into the attack end as Brookline gets another offensive chance. Both teams not letting their opponents have it easy in the transition game. You can already tell what a big factor that's going to be. Hawkins cutting across. Pass. Finds her target. Ball's knocked loose and scooped up by Kasavensky. Kasavensky now sprinting with it in transition. A couple of big defensive plays by the Wildcats, and they take the ball back. Ball's thrown ahead to Dreyer. Dreyer throwing it around the back. Now out to Schiller and to Leshley. And around they go. Out to Kasavensky. Long pass across to Schiller. And around they go. Schiller starting to approach. Around a pick. Walled off, looking for a pass. It's not there. Now pass across to Dreyer. Now over to number 24, Molly Ross. And ball is up top with Schiller. Schiller tries to approach, lost the ball temporarily, but picks it back up. Pass goes out to Ross and back to Schiller. Now back to Ross and around back to Leshley. Flipped to Dreyer. Dreyer coming from out the back, looking for a pass. Nobody there. Pass across to Leshley. Leshley trying to force her way from out the back. Nobody there. Pass out to Kasavensky. Kasavensky spins, finds an opening, shoots, and finishes. Lily Kasavensky with her second goal of the day ties us up at 2 apiece. $11:27 left in the first half here, as we are tied up at 2 apiece. Back to the draw circle we go. Kasavensky, after scoring the equalizer for her second goal of the day, will face off against Cooney once again. Up in the air, and it's snagged by Kasavensky. Kasavensky runs into the attack end. She's uncovered, throws a pass, finds a wide open teammate. Walled off by Karain. Might have gone off the post on the attempted shot by Vivian Houston. Now it's picked up, and foul is called as Sydney Bueno gets a pass up to Hawkins. Hawkins now running in transition. Fakes out her defender and goes into the attack area. Flips a pass, finds her target. Fighting for it is Cooney, fires a shot high. Priscilla Hill was around the back to make sure that the ball stayed with Brookline as the Warriors reset on offense. All tied at 2 apiece here in the first half. Hawkins walking it across, looking for somewhere to go. No openings. Now floats a pass inside. That was Hill, but had no opening, so she retreats and passes over to Smith. Charlotte Smith with both of Brookline's goals so far as the Warriors work it around the horn. Tien, pass across to Smith. Smith starts to approach, nowhere to go. Flips a pass over to Hill. Hill trying to work around, passes to Cooney. Cooney with nowhere to go. Throws a pass to the corner to Hawkins. Hawkins cutting across the back. Trying to sneak out the back. Well covered, tries a shot anyway and scores! Birdie Hawkins was well covered. And Weston definitely wasn't ready for her to take a shot in that scenario. I mean, you look at Birdie Hawkins, one of the shorter players out there. You don't expect her to launch a high shot over a defender's head, and yet that's exactly what she did to score that goal. Savvy play by the Brookline sophomore, who again recorded her 100th career point earlier this week against Newton North. 3-2 now, the Brookline lead. Cooney and Kasavensky back in the draw circle. This one is snagged by Rothstein. Rothstein throws it ahead to Cooney. Now up to Hawkins. Now worked around back to Hill and Tien. And around the horn they go. Back up top to Rothstein. To Smith. And to Tien in the corner. Now Hawkins with it around back. Hawkins spins and draws a foul. Went high with the stick. I think they called the cross check that time. Hawkins setting up in the free position. She's got really no angle here. I'd be very surprised if she went for a shot. Instead, she goes for a pass, misses, bounces past everybody, and it's scooped up by the Wildcats. Molly Ross with the ground ball there. It was a good idea on the pass, but not executed. And now the Wildcats take over. Ross runs around the back. Pass misses. Dreyer. One missed pass for another, and that is going to roll out of bounds and give it right back to the Warriors. A little bit of confusion. And they're saying Brookline did not come in from out of bounds, and so it is now. So thorough confusion off of that out of bounds play. It is given back to Weston. Pass goes up to Leshley and over to Schiller. Now to Kasavensky. Now over to Dreyer. Dreyer, pass misses. Scooped up now by Brookline. That is Sylvie Costand-Greeley sprinting with the ball across midfield. Looking for a pass. She throws one up. It skips away from Priscilla Hill. Hill trying to chase after it. It is knocked out of bounds and will go back to Weston. Again, the transition game so important as Weston now running with it. It's number 11, Annie Dong, passing it across to number 15, Avery Lehman. Pass back gets away, but is recovered by Leshley. Leshley, ball's knocked loose, but not cleanly. That's going to be a foul against Tien. Off the foul, Leshley. Running with it again. And she's trying to tiptoe along the sideline. Does not go out of bounds and passes it over to Schiller. Weston settles in on the attack. Brookline leads 3-2. Weston starts working it around. Over to Ross and to Schiller. Now over to Leshley and Kasavensky. Now to Dreyer, back up top to Leshley. Back over to Dreyer. And to the corner to Kasavensky, now given to Houston. And back out to Leshley. Across to Schiller. Schiller starts to approach. Cutting across, looking for an opening, not there. Now Weston setting up an ISO for Schiller. Schiller just gonna run around back. Throw a pass across to Dreyer as the opening was not there. Dreyer out the back, flips it over to Kasavensky. Kasavensky fakes out her defender, shoots and misses high. It was a nice dodge, but the shot could not be finished. Now Leshley, walled off, passes. And it's worked around the back again. Kasavensky with the ball. Kasavensky starts to approach, pass, misses, a wide open Dreyer, and it's scooped up by Smith. 4 minutes left in the first half now. Brookline leads 3-2. Smith moving it in transition. Throws a pass up to an open Tien, and Tien finishes. Maggie Tien from Charlotte Smith.
Brookline goal scorer number 19, Maggie Tien. Assist by number 11, Charlotte Smith.
Brookline takes the first multi-goal lead of the day as Maggie Tien registers her first goal, and Charlotte Smith registers Brookline's first assist of the day. Cooney versus Kasavensky back in the draw circle. Up in the air, and it's won by Kasavensky. Kasavensky sprinting into the attack and passes up for Houston, and Houston wastes no time and scores. Vivian Houston off the assist from Lily Kasavensky.
Weston goal scorer number 13, Vivian Houston. Assist by number 17, Lily Kasavensky.
So Weston answers right back, wastes no time getting this back to a 1-goal deficit. Another draw, knocked loose into open space, scooped up again by Kasavensky. Kasavensky sprinting, gets around a defender, approaches, pass, shot, score! All tied up off the goal from number 28, who is not on my roster. So correction, that wasn't 28, that was 29. Olivia Scully Power, as Kasavensky records her second assist in pretty quick succession. Kasavensky just took over on those draws and worked wonders in the transition game here. I said before, the transition game is going to be key in this one, and you could see that once Kasavensky started pouring on that next level in the transition game, instantly the scores started opening up for Weston. Maggie Tien now taking over on draws for Brookline this time, as the draw is fought for and now scooped up by Faith Rothstein. Rothstein throws the pass up to Hawkins as Brookline settles in on offense. Hawkins cutting across the back. Comes right out the back. No opening, though. Hawkins resettles at the top, gives it over to Rothstein. Now to the corner to Tien. Tien around the back to Julia Janowski. And back to Tien. Now back up to the top to Hawkins. Hawkins starts to approach, cuts across, nothing there, floats a pass, finds her target, quickly swarmed on defense, shot is turned aside by Sophia Tien. And Brookline was not around back to recover, and it will be taken by the Wildcats, but it's stolen back by Tien. Maggie Tien took that one back and draws a foul out behind the net. 2:14 left in the half. As Brookline gets another chance on offense, great forward pressure from Maggie Tien. Off the whistle, Brookline resets offensively. Pass out to Rothstein, and now over to Kelly and Smith. Brookline working around the horn. A long pass inside is caught on the jump by Hawkins, but no opening. She slips and falls. And because she fell, she lost possession. So Weston gets a bit of a break there as Tien just leaves the ball there to be scooped up by number 11, Annie Dong. Dong running with it in transition. Weaving her way through a couple of defenders. Throws a pass up, finds Power. Olivia Scully Power passing around the back. That's Kasavensky over to Houston, and now out to Dreyer and up top to Leshley. And we got a whistle, I think, for too many players in the attack end. Pass broken up by Annie Dong. Loose ball still being fought for and recovered by Charlotte Smith. Smith sprinting into the attack end, looking for the pass, floats it, Tien finishes. Tien from Smith once again.
Goal scorer number 19, Maggie Tien, assisted by number 11, Charlotte Smith.
35 seconds still on the clock here in the first half as Brookline retakes the lead at 5-4. Excellent fight by Charlotte Smith, first on the loose ball, then on the transition, and then on the assist. Draws up in the air, and it's going to be scooped up by Leshley. Leshley running with it. And it's knocked loose. Picked up by Rothstein. Rothstein, long pass, collected by Hawkins. Hawkins spins around a defender. Hawkins rushing in. No opening. She has to back off. Spins off a defender. Throws a long shot, and it's saved by Tian. Big save by Sophia Tian with just 3 seconds left in the half. Oh, I think they're giving the ball to Brookline because it was illegally covered up by the goalie. So Hawkins out of the free position, basically no angle. But the goalie has to be out of position. What a wild situation this one is. Because the goalie committed the violation, she has to start behind Hawkins. Hawkins charges in.
Stop. Thank you. I need it loud. No goal.
And a bit of confusion there as there was only 3 seconds left and well more than 3 seconds passed in that moment. Some confusion between the folks here at the scorers table and the players out on the field as they kept playing. I mean, the saying goes, play till the whistle, and the officials hadn't blown a whistle. It was just like a shout from the speaker of time's up. But despite the confusion, that late goal does not count. And so we go into halftime with the score, Brookline 5, Weston 4. Charlotte Smith leading the way offensively for Brookline with 2 goals and 2 assists. Maggie Tian with 2 goals of her own, and Birdie Hawkins with 1 goal. For Weston, Lily Kasavensky leading the way with 2 goals and 2 assists. Vivian Houston and Olivia Scully Power with 1 goal each, and Maddie Schiller with 1 assist. During this halftime break, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number has remained steadily high ever since. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight against hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online to brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can volunteer with the pantry and help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And as always, you can find all the information you need about our local charity spotlight down in the description section down below. But that is halftime. Brookline 5, Weston 4. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live at Downs Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Going to take a brief break off the mic for halftime, but I will be back with the second half of this exciting ball game. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live from Downs Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of today's varsity high school girls lacrosse contest between the visiting Weston High Wildcats and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It's been a close, hard-fought contest so far, with the home team Warriors holding a slight advantage at 5-4, led by 2 goals and 2 assists from Charlotte Smith. Now back in the draw after they switch sides, and the first draw is won by Smith. Smith brings it into the attack area for Brookline. Now throws it around the back to Hawkins. Birdie Hawkins had 1 goal in the first half as she passed it over to Priscilla Hill, and now back to Hawkins. Hawkins gives it over to Smith. Smith from the back passes out to Piper Kelly. Up top now to Abby Cooney. Across. And now to the corner to Maggie Tien, who had 2 goals in the first half. Tien coming out of the corner, throws it up top to Cooney. Cooney looking. Forced further and further away by the defense. Nowhere really to go. She moves over to the corner, does draw a quick foul. She passes out to Hawkins. Hawkins surveys from the top. Nowhere to go, throws it over to Faith Rothstein. Now to the corner to Tien. Around back once again is Smith. Smith coming from out the back, spins around a defender, cutting across, lost the ball. But it's not knocked loose cleanly. That is a foul. Charlotte Smith will have a chance out of the free position. She scored 1 of her 2 goals off the free position in the first half. Now another chance here. Whistle charges in, goes around and scores. The speed and size of Charlotte Smith make her a great asset all over the field, and you could see it on that free position as she sprinted in between the 2 crashing defenders and used her size to keep the ball away from any potentially interfering sticks to finish the shot there. 3 goals and 2 assists on the day for Smith after that score, and Brookline now up 6-4. Maggie Tien back in the draw circle against Lily Kasavensky. And the draw results in a foul call against Weston as Smith was chasing down the ball once again. And a bit of an early jump from the defense that time as they reset. Smith floats a pass over to Riley Lackey. Pass is caught by Abby Cooney, almost got away from her, but she snags it and brings it into the attack area. Pass now over to Hawkins. Hawkins gives to Tien and up top to Rothstein. Back to Tien now. And into the corner to Cooney. Cooney floats it along the back. Priscilla Hill gives it to Cooney. Cooney coming across the back, tries to pass through traffic. Too much traffic, ball is loose. It's knocked into open space by the Wildcats. It rolls out of bounds, and it will be Brookline ball. Rothstein brings it back in. Throws a pass across to Tien. Tien pass to the corner. And around it goes. Hawkins from the back, across the back. They're trying to set up an ISO, passes to a cutting Rothstein. Rothstein fires and scores. Rothstein from Hawkins. First goal of the day for the senior co-captain Faith Rothstein, assisted by Birdie Hawkins. Brookline now with the biggest lead of the day so far as they lead by 3, 7-4. Tien against Netta Leshley this time as the ball bounces into open space. Picked up again by Charlotte Smith. She's been strong on the draws here in the second half, but the ball is knocked loose, and it's going to go to Weston now. Leshley running with it in transition. Into the attack area she goes. Still charging. Pass finds Power. Power cuts across, fires a shot, walled off by Kaylin Carrain, but the rebound is recovered by the Wildcats. Pass misses, though, and it's going to be fought for. Kelly couldn't scoop it up immediately, so instead it is going to be recovered by Avery Lehman. Now Maddie Schiller passes it over. And now it's given back to Schiller. Working around the back. Power throws a pass over to Vivian Houston and now to Ava Dreyer. Out to Lily Kasavensky and over to Schiller. Schiller starts to approach. Walled off pass broken up. It was deflected in the air and it's recovered by Molly Ross. Given back to Schiller. Schiller over to Kasavensky. And back to Schiller. Now over to Ross. Into the corner to Dreyer. Along the back to Power. And to Houston. Houston back across to Power. Now they throw it back up top to Schiller. Schiller to Kasavensky. Kasavensky approaches, breaks through, shoots, and finishes. Lily Kasavensky splits the defenders and scores for her third goal of the day and brings Weston back within 2. Three goals and 2 assists. Now on the day for Kasavensky. Setting up in the draw circle, it's Maggie Tien against Netta Leshley. Up in the air, and it's snagged by Smith. Smith running it into the attack end. Pass misses. Tien. She was open, but instead the ball is scooped up by Haven Trodden. Trodden running with it. Pass misses. Power. And it's going to bounce out of bounds. Again, the transition game is everything. As Brookline now working to transition. Riley Lackey with the ball, throws a pass up to Sylvie Costant-Greeley. Now this pass broken up by Vivian Houston and taken away. Houston throws it over to Power, and the Wildcats go on the attack.
Haven, good recovery. Good recovery. It's okay. Keep fighting, Haven. Keep fighting.
Weston working it around. This is Kasavensky giving it up top to Leshley. And then back to Kasavensky. Kasavensky passes to Leshley. Leshley charges and finishes. Weston cuts it back within 1 as Netta Leshley nets her first goal of the day. And Lily Kasavensky now with a team-leading 3 assists to go with her team-leading 3 goals. And that's the thing. When offensively you're enough of a threat to draw extra defenders, I mean, it's like any sport where passing is allowed. If you're a capable scorer, then those openings to pass to your teammates are going to be there so long as you can see them and execute on them. And Kasavensky very much did there. Back to the draw, Tian against Leshley. Leshley coming off her first goal of the day. Ball is loose, and it's given to Weston. Leshley. Walking it into the attack end, she gives to Schiller. Maddie Schiller had 1 assist in the first half as Weston settles in on offense. Kasavensky throws it to the corner to Ava Dreyer. Dreyer passes it along to Olivia Scully-Power. Power throws it back to Dreyer. Dreyer looking for somewhere to go. Cuts around her defender, starts to approach, fires a shot. Saved by Karain, and the loose ball picked up by Lackey and then thrown back to Karain. Kaylin Karain with a number of nice saves today that has kept Brookline ahead. Karain throws a pass. It's juggled but recovered. Number 6, Sophia Liu, running with it now. Still running. Still carrying it. Now she gets swarmed and the ball is knocked loose and taken back by Kasavensky. Pass up to Dreyer. Now the Wildcats run it into the attack end. Dreyer still running. And finally settles in behind the net as Weston settles in on offense. Pass goes up top to Leshley. Now over to Kasavensky. Now to Schiller and back to Kasavensky. Schiller again. Schiller approaching, cuts around a defender, throws a pass to Vivian Houston. Now Houston throws it up top to Leshley. Leshley, thinking about her approach, goes around a pick, is met by a defender and goes behind the net before throwing the pass across to Dreyer. Dreyer throws a pass inside. Leshley trying to sneak around, fires a shot and scores. Netta Leshley with her second goal of the day as she ties us back up at 7. Ava Dreyer assists on the goal for her first point of the day. And now in the second half, we are all tied at 7. The draw goes towards the Brookline end, and it's going to be scooped up by Schiller. Schiller gives it over to Leshley. Weston has been finishing very well in their past few possessions. Leshley gives over to Kasavensky, and now over to Houston. Back up top to Leshley. Now flipped over to Schiller. Schiller approaches, nowhere to go, looking for a pass. And it's not there, so she flips it over to Leshley. Leshley, nowhere to go. She steps back and resets. Leshley throws a pass over to Schiller. And Schiller over to Dreyer. Dreyer spins around a defender, trying to fight her way through. Does save by Karain. Outlet pass. Finds Cooney. Cooney forced out of bounds by the defender, so they call the foul, and Cooney keeps running with it. Cooney floats a pass over to Smith. Smith runs it into the attack end and sets up the offense. Kelly throws a pass out to Clara Tebow as they swing it around the back. This is now Hawkins with the ball. Hawkins throws it up top to Smith. Now over to Cooney, to Kelly, and back to Cooney. Swing it around, give to Hawkins. Hawkins approaches, looking. Nowhere to go, resets from the top. Stays with it, trying to cut around, and nothing there. Gives it out the back to Priscilla Hill. Hill flips it out to Rothstein. Rothstein over to Kelly. And now over to Tien. Tien, long pass across to Rothstein. Rothstein looking for somewhere to go. Nothing there. Pass misses, and it's scooped up by Kasavensky. Kasavensky running with it across midfield, taking advantage of the errant pass by the Warriors. She brings it into the attack end. Pass to Leshley. Now Schiller to Ross. Brief pause, not sure why, but now we're going again. Up top to Leshley and over to Schiller. Now Ross to Schiller. Dropped the ball temporarily, but picks back up. Now to Kasavensky. Now Dreyer cutting across, throws pass, misses, power, out of bounds it goes. It'll be Brookline ball. Long pass finds Smith. Smith running with it. Into the attack end. Throws a pass over to Kelly. Kelly tries to pass through traffic and it misses. Trying to chase it down and keep it in bounds. It's kept in bounds and recovered by Clara Tebow. Big hustle by the freshman Tebow to keep Brookline on the attack as Smith gives it over to Tien. Now over to Rothstein. Brookline working it around. Smith with the ball. Smith cutting across. Ball's knocked out, but not cleanly. Smith now setting up in the free position. There's the whistle. Smith charges in and is walled off by Tien. Loose ball recovered by Kasavensky. A big stop by the Weston defense. As that pass misses Ross. It keeps bouncing, but Ross keeps it in bounds. Ross cutting across the back, passes it along. And now Dreyer throws it up to Kasavensky. Now Leshley has it and throws it back to Kasavensky. And over to Dreyer. Up top to Leshley. To Schiller and back to Kasavensky. Bounce pass to Schiller. Now to Ross and Power. And back out to Schiller. Schiller looking for a play here. Looking for a pass. Finds Dreyer. Dreyer shoots. Walled off by the Brookline defense, but the rebound recovered by Power. Back out to Schiller. Less than 9 minutes left in regulation here as the pass goes up to Schiller and over to Houston. Houston back to Schiller. Now to the corner to Power. Round back to Kasavensky. Kasavensky starts her approach. Pass inside to Leshley. Leshley fakes, goes inside, shoots, misses wide, but it is recovered out the back. Weston keeps the ball. Houston holding it behind the net, passes out to Leshley. Now across over to Ross, back up top to Dreyer. Dreyer starts to approach. Looking around, nowhere to go. Now passes it out to Houston. Houston to the corner. Now around the back they go. Approach by Leshley. Backs off past Kasavensky. Kasavensky has to back off. Give back to Leshley. Ball's knocked loose, but not cleanly. That's going to be a foul on Brookline. 7 minutes left here in the second half as Netta Leshley will set up from the free position. Not the most ideal angle, but she might have a space for a shot or a quick pass. And she steps back immediately and resets the play. Pass juggled but recovered by Ross. Ross throws it back up top to Schiller. And now over to Dreyer and back to Schiller. Schiller approaching, looking. No one open. Gives it over to Ross. Ross throws it across to Leshley. ISO play. Leshley cuts across. Pass. Kasavensky off the crossbar. Rebound recovered by Brookline. And Kostant Greeley gets pushed from behind by Kasavensky. And that is going to be a card against Kasavensky. That is a big loss, even if only a temporary one for the Wildcats, as Kasavensky has been everywhere today. Pass gets up to Cooney. Cooney throws it up to Tien. Tien cutting across, approaching. Tien knocked off her feet, and that's going to be another foul. .5:22 on the clock, and a big free position chance for Brookline. Maggie Tien with 2 goals already today. She registered her 100th career goal earlier this week. She's got a chance to score a big one here. Long shot is in! Tien wound up and unloaded the cannon immediately off the whistle and registers her 3rd goal of the day, putting Brookline back up 8-7. Huge goal for the sophomore. Now Tien, after scoring her third goal, goes back to the draw circle against Leshley. Low draw, and too physical on that play, and that is going to give it to Weston. Power had the inside leverage for the ball there. Hawkins tried to force something, but instead it's just a foul and the Wildcats take it. Power running with it. Pass across, juggled, lost, and picked up by Smith. Big takeaway by Charlotte Smith on the ground ball. Smith throws a pass up to Tebow. Tebow's pass misses. Hill bounces into open space, and it's scooped up by Annie Dong. Dong running with it up the far sideline. No one's going to stop her from bringing this into the attack end. Now Dong retreats back out and gives pass back to Leshley. And Leshley gets knocked down. That'll be a foul. Pass over to Schiller. Lily Kasavensky goes back out there. Big return for the Wildcats as she takes the pass. Kasavensky charges in, slipped and fell and lost the ball. And it's scooped up again by Charlotte Smith. Another ground ball for the co-captain. And this time her defender lost her footing, so she charges, passes up to Tien. Tien fires and scores! Four goals on the day for Maggie Tien, and she just had a couple of big ones as Weston calls timeout. Just over 3 minutes left in this contest, and Brookline now leads by 2 off a pair of huge scores from Maggie Tien. Remember, folks, if you are enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. And if you got something to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. Could be as simple as go Brookline or go Weston. No matter who you're rooting for, we appreciate the good vibes. Can give a shout out to your favorite player. Maybe you're watching a family member or a friend. Can let us know where you're tuning in from. Folks can tune into these online live streams from all over the world, so that's kind of cool. If you notice any technical difficulties with the stream, let me know. And if you notice me mispronouncing any names, let me know. Or if you just want to comment on the action. I mean, this has been quite the thrilling game so far. You know, it's really lived up to the billing of, you know, a high-ranking Division IV team against, you know, a lower playoff ranking Division I team. You know, two teams with very similar records. Brookline 5-5 coming in, Weston 5-4. And right now, just 2 goals separate these two teams. As Maggie Tien, with a pair of long-distance scores to give Brookline the lead. Three minutes, or more precisely 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the second half, and it is good to be precise in a game like this, because when it's this close, every second can matter. 9-7, Brookline leads Weston. Back to the draw circle, Tien against Leshley. Draws up in the air. Snagged by Kasavensky. Kasavensky passes over to Leshley. Leshley charging. Waldorf has to retreat. Now trailing by 2 scores. Weston does not have the luxury of having time on their side, and they might have to rush setting up plays a little more. It'll be interesting to see what they do. They set up an ISO. Schiller approaching. Fires a long shot. Saved by Karain. Kaylin Karain having a phenomenal game in net so far today. Long pass finds Rothstein. Rothstein gets stood up. Ball's knocked loose. Still a loose ball, but they blow the whistle against Weston, and Brookline keeps possession. Rothstein passes back out to Sydney Bueno. All the way back to Karain now. Long pass, 2 minutes left. Pass gets up to Smith. Smith throws it up to Cooney in the attack end. Brookline's got a multi-goal lead and some clock to kill with less than 2 minutes left in this contest. Smith across to Tien. Tien fakes out a defender, starts charging in, gets around another, but eventually runs out of space. Retreats back out, passes to Hawkins. Hawkins now cutting around. Nowhere to go, passes it out to Cooney. Cooney over to Smith. 1:22 left in the game. Pass goes over to Cooney. Cooney running across. Cooney got a bit of an opening. Cooney retreats back out and draws a foul. That will stop the clock, and it will give Cooney a chance at the free position, but she's just going to retreat back out. Brookline trying to kill clock here with a multi-goal lead. 1 minute remaining. Pass out to Cooney. Cooney still controlling it, draws another foul. Brookline doing a good job killing these last few minutes of clock. Cooney to Tien. Now a dangerous pass, but it is picked up by Priscilla Hill, who sprints with it. Now flips it back to Cooney. Pass further back to Smith. Smith now charging in. Pass misses. Tien, and it's going to go out of bounds and give it back to Weston. 15 seconds. Weston running out of time. They're not going to have time to get this one back. Brookline is going to secure the win here as the ball is knocked loose and the last seconds tick away. And that is the end of the ball game. Brookline secures the win. The final score, the Brookline Warriors 9, the Weston Wildcats 7. A thrilling back and forth contest between these two teams, but Brookline secured the final scores to secure the victory. Brookline improves to 6-5 on the year. Weston falls to 5-5. Final stat totals: Maggie Tien with a game-high 4 goals. Charlotte Smith, very productive day, 3 goals, 2 assists. Birdie Hawkins with 1 goal and 1 assist. And Faith Rothstein with 1 goal. For Weston, Lily Kasavensky was everywhere for the Wildcats today. She finished with 3 goals and 3 assists. Netta Leshley with 2 goals. Vivian Houston and Olivia Scully-Power with 1 goal each. And Maddie Schiller and Ava Dreyer with 1 assist each. And it's unfortunate I don't have save totals because Kaylin Karain had herself a heck of a day in net for the Warriors. A number of great saves, including that last one at the end, to help secure the win. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I'll have a couple of baseball games and a volleyball match next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing to the channel can help. And if you've got anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the comment section down below after the live stream has concluded. You can also go down below to the description section of the video to find out all you need, a link to the website and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Find out how you can help feed the Brookline community. Also, check out the bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see my personal website, jessesports.com. You'll also see my email if you want to contact me directly with any questions or requests regarding my freelance sports broadcasting services. And also my Instagram account. Follow me on Instagram where I post highlights from previous live streams. Sorry about that. The wind literally unplugged my microphone as it's getting a little gusty out here at Downs. But that is going to wrap up this live stream. The final score, Brookline 9, Weston 7 from Downs Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend.